There are three distinct types of cheap flight websites. The key is using the right site for the right task.
The first type are screen scrapers. These are perfect if you know exactly when and where you want to go. What happens, you see, is you put in your details, they take your information and then whiz it out to lots of other cheap flight websites, scrape it off your screen, report it back to you, and then you can find the cheapest. And my top picks are Kayak and Travel Supermarket. Now, if you want the really dirty cheap flights, then you need to use a flight checker. What happens, you see, is you pick a price. Let's say I'm not willing to pay any more than £10 each way, including taxes and charges. Find me every flight available during November and December that fits my criteria. You can find details of that, the flight checker, via our website, or alternatively, some similar functionality is available at Skyscanner. Remember, though, these days, when you book a flight, especially with a budget airline, the price you pay is only the basic price. There'll always be those added extras.
One quick tip is buy your tickets on a credit card. And if they cost over £100, it means the card company is equally liable with the airline if something goes wrong. So if the worst happened and your airline went bust, at least you could get your money back from it.
Martin's been talking about cheap scheduled flights,
yes.
But what about cheap charter flights?
Now, there's a website called Flights Direct, I believe it is, that gives you a charter flight search, so you could try that on top of the screen scrapers. Also, another quick trip. Take Sri Lanka, for example. Often it's cheaper to get a package holiday to Sri Lanka than a scheduled flight to Sri Lanka. So book the package holiday, just don't stay in the room if you want to go and stay somewhere else, and you'll save money that way.
Yeah, thank you.
I sent Ruth to meet a man who needs no further help at all.
Brian Forbes works in the public sector, is married to Jill, and together they have a daughter called Fiona.
I'm a high-flying, low-cost, no-fuss, jet-setting devotee.
Which means he takes ultra-cheap flights to locations all over the world.
I've travelled to over 20 destinations in the last 2 years, so very much travelling is a key hobby for me now.
So where are you travelling to today?
Budapest, Prague, Los Angeles, Rome, Paris, Bangkok, Amsterdam, Milan.
Brian has followed Martin's tips and always turns to the internet to get the best bargains on budget airlines, no matter who his travelling companions are.
My latest trip was with 5 mates. We went to Barcelona. Each paid 1 pence each way, total of 12 pence plus tax. And just before that, we went as a family to Malaga, again around about £25 return each. Excellent value for money.
But does he have any top travel tips for the less seasoned jet-setting wannabe?
I prefer to travel weekends on a Saturday to a Monday, avoiding the more popular Friday to Sunday. I also tend to take carry-on luggage only, so there is no check-in costs. And also, I tend to travel very much through the winter as well, getting away from the colder Scottish winter, and there is much better deals.
So, with all these great tips, how much has Brian saved?
Compared to booking direct with scheduled airlines, and by hunting around to find the best deals and ultimately using some of the budget airlines, I've calculated I've saved myself about £3,500 since January 2005.